that's the dangerous part is like, is that like a tyrannical thing? Would you say that, let's say there's a tyrant in control, and then someone new steps in, but like half of the government body is pro that tyrant. If you sack the pro tyrant individuals, is that like a tyrannical thing to do, or was it better just to have them be voted out?
Voted out better.
Why?
Because if you sack them out, then you're basically doing tyranny itself as well. Because you're just deciding like these people gotta go.
Okay.
It is a bad action, but some will argue that it's for the greater good, you know. But like,
I mean, it's definitely hard. Like, it's a tough thing.
life.
Yeah, I mean, tough thing to talk about as well.
Tough
Like
situation, yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, back then you didn't have a democratic process the way we do today.
Yeah.
So when you talk about like, trying to vote them out the right way, I feel like back then a lot of the time they resorted to violence just because
there was
they
no right way
felt
back
they
in the day.
had no other choice.
Yeah.
Violence. By violence, I just mean like trying to kill people off. So if you want to do it through
yeah.
subterfuge and poison them, yeah, but like it's still, I mean, you're still killing someone. That makes you
blood and
You're
glory.
basically
were-
silencing people by just making them never talk again.
Yeah, but also it depends to what extent you're going. Because like, let's say, I don't know, now we live in North America, like this continent wouldn't be what it is, and like we wouldn't live the lives we live if there wasn't like the American Revolution, the French Revolution,
history.
all those kinds of things where they had to take up arms and like, you know, and kill some people to like, you know, prosper afterwards. It's just what's the line where do you draw the line?
The
It depends
silver
what they
lining,
do
right?
after.
So-
Yeah. Okay.
If you kill like these, let's say these corrupt people who are supporting a tyrant, you kill the tyrant and you kill his supporters, and then after that you
Go the
install
same
a
path,
democratic process, then no, obviously you're not guilty of the same things that they were doing.
But like let's say at that time, right? There wasn't really like you said, there isn't really a democratic process. In fact, the way they were voted in was often through the wealthy.
Yeah, it was an
So
oligarchy.
It was an oligarchy. So it's less of a they call it democracy, but it's not really democracy there because the Roman Senate was dominated by people who were wealthy, because those were the only ones who were like they would essentially take bribes and stuff from people on the side. So I think in order to eliminate those corrupt individuals, you have to like kind of eliminate the upper class in that case. But is it that really like the best option and best way to go, because they're the ones who kind of own all the businesses?
Yeah, it's kind of like, even that is hard. Like, let's say you do that today, like the top 2% of the world owns pretty much 3/4 of the world, you know. Like they own all the oil, all the building, like everything. So like you start like, obviously, like what we're trying to do now, like cut tax and more of that, but like it doesn't work because they own and they take care of let's say all
like for example, people try to tax a bunch of millionaires a lot. So in the States, what they do is they bury dead relatives on their land, and what that does is makes that land tax exempt because it's considered like a cemetery.
There's always
there's always ways to counterbalance everything, because there isn't like a because people are taxed so much, like they often like vote people, like the elite get people into office so that they can make tax exemptions for certain things, so that the people.
There's always ways around.
Yeah, so that there's always a way around the way to like the system to spend less money on taxes.
Listen, the rich always stay rich because they knew how to get rich, and they always find solutions, right? In the sense that, like, I know a big thing is art, and I know that
they store a lot of money in art.
Yeah, and I know even back in the day that was a big thing as well. But what they do is, obviously, let's say they make a certain amount of money, they find this glass, and well, they deem it worth $100 million. But now, like, I don't get taxed on this art that I bought. I donated to his foundation, right? Like,
the one. Yeah.
Exactly. So like they bought an art for $100 million, right? In a sense, they bought it for $100 million, and then they donated it to a company. But so all that money obviously didn't spend. He spent maybe $10 for this glass. But there's always a ways around, you know, and
the rich will always be there. Like, you can get rid of them. There just will be another one.
Look at I think it was, I forget who it was who said this, but they said, the rich, like, for example, the government, during COVID, gave a bunch of stimulus checks and whatever. Now, where did all that money go?
Where did it come from?
Yeah, where did it come from? From the sky. But like, but
From trees. What do you mean?
Went in my
I have one
pockets.
in my backyard.
yeah, it went like it came from the sky. But where did it go? Like most people, a bunch, probably like half, 50% of people saved it. Maybe 10% of people
I would
invest.
say even less. I think 5% people saved it.
Maybe, or something like that. Or
Yeah.
let's say 50% of people saved it, 10% of people
Blew it all.
no,
on
like
regular
invested it
expenses.
maybe. And then 40% of people probably just spent it on
Yeah.
stuff,
I mean,
money that just went back to the rich
to the
anyways.
government and the rich. Yeah.
So, but even if you invest money into companies, who owns those companies? The rich.
Exactly. So there's always a hole, right? Like, I don't know. It's just like, in a sense, even the money sorry about that. The money we received, like, let's say I took $8,000, I still have to pay in taxes back $4,000. So half
Yeah.
of what I took. So it's in a sense like a lot of it as well is it's a bit fraudulent in a sense. They knew that they were gonna tax you back that 4,000, but
Yeah.
we didn't know in a sense.
Mhm.
Obviously, so I took 8,000. I spent 8,000. Now I owe you 4,000. I don't have that 4,000, right?
Yeah.
So now they found there's obviously if I don't pay you the 4,000,
Then like you
So
get
it's
fucked.
like, are you cutting me a
Fine,
check or
and-
is it a fucking loan with interest?
exactly
Yeah.
it was literally a loan with interest, but in a legal sense. Like it was just the way they did it was legally, and again it's just the rich always find
Rich.
ways and
Even
stay
in the
rich.
past,
Yeah.
the rich stay rich.